call to order. Ms. Howe, will you please call the roll?
Mr. King,
Here.
Mr. Pate,
Here.
Mr. Callie,
Here.
Mr. McDonald,
Here.
Ms. Schulis,
Here.
Mr. Wagner,
Here.
Mayor Anderson,
Present.
Ms. Williams,
Here.
Ms. Schilling.
Thank you. Feel free to join me for tonight's prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance, starting with the prayer. My God, I thank you tonight for my health, the health of our community. I pray for the health of our country. We thank you for our first responders who keep us safe and our children who are back into school. Be with us tonight. May you impart your guidance and wisdom upon us. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Next on the item, or the agenda, is a call for a motion for approval of agenda.
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
Mr.
Second.
Callie?
Second.
Ms. Williams? Ms. Howe, will you please call the vote?
Mr. Callie,
Aye.
Ms. Williams,
Aye.
Mr. King,
Aye.
Mr. Pate,
Aye.
Mr. McDonald,
Aye.
Ms. Schulis,
Aye.
Mr. Wagner,
Aye.
Mayor Anderson,
Aye.
Ms. Schilling.
Thank you. Agenda is approved. The next item is citizens' comments. Ms. Howe, do we have any signatures for tonight?
There's not.
No,
There's not any.
no citizens' comments. Thank you. Next item is approval of the minutes. Do we have a motion for this?
Motion to approve August 13, 2024 regular meeting minutes.
Mr. McDonald?
Second.
Mr. Callie? Ms. Howe, please call the vote.
Mr. McDonald,
Aye.
Mr. Callie,
Aye.
Mr. King,
Aye.
Mr. Pate,
Abstain.
Ms. Schulis,
Aye.
Mr. Wagner,
Aye.
Mayor Anderson,
Aye.
Ms. Williams,
Aye.
Ms. Schilling.
Approval of the minutes has been passed. We have no items for the old business. Moving on, only one item tonight on new business. PC Resolution PC 32-24, rezoning 7208 Cox Pike, 1.51 acres, map 42H, Group E, Parcel 1, current zoning RS40 and R20 PUD, requested zoning RS15, property owner Tony Cavender. May I first call for a motion on PC 3224?
Make a motion to approve PC 3224.
Mr. Callie,
Second.
Mr. McDonald. Mr. Greer, will you please read the staff report?
Allison Corolla with T-Squared Engineering has submitted on behalf of Tony Cavender a request to rezone the entire 1.51 acre parcel located at 7208 Cox Pike. The property is currently zoned RS40 Single Family Residential and R20 PUD, and the requested zone district is RS15 Single Family Residential. All surrounding parcels contain single-family residential land uses. The properties to the south, east, and west are zoned RS40, and the properties to the north are zoned R20 PUD. The Fairview Forward 2040 Comprehensive Plan designates this property as Legacy Neighborhood New Residential Medium. The Legacy Neighborhood classification notes that the only appropriate land use is single-family detached residential. The applicant has noted the proposed land use for this property will be single-family detached residential, which is in alignment with the 2040 Comprehensive Plan. The Legacy Neighborhood classification lists two zone districts as appropriate zoning, and these zone districts are RS40 and R20. The requested RS15 zone district is not listed as an appropriate zone district within the Legacy Neighborhood classification. Although the requested zone district is not in alignment with the appropriate zone districts listed in the plan, the proposed lot sizes that were submitted are well above the minimum lot size for both the RS-15 and R-20 zone districts. The request for RS-15 is based on the owner's desire to subdivide the property into two distinct lots, and the lot width requirements for R-20 cannot be satisfied. The owner is requesting the RS-15 zone district in order to meet the lot width, but is creating two individual lots that are larger than the minimum lot size of R-20, which is listed as an appropriate zone district for the legacy neighborhood classification. All surrounding parcels contain single-family detached residential land uses. The properties to the north are zoned R20 PUD and are located within the Fairview Station residential subdivision. The properties to the south, east, and west are zoned RS40. Staff recommends the Planning Commission provide a favorable recommendation to the Board of Commissioners to approve this request to rezone the 1.51 acre parcel, tax map 042H, Group E, parcel 001 at 7208 Cox Pike from the current zoning of RS40 and R20 PUD to RS15 with the following conditions of approval included in the resolution PC 3224. This rezoning request will be placed on the Thursday, October 3rd Board of Commissioners meeting agenda for consideration, with the potential for a public hearing and the second reading being held at the Thursday, November 7th, 2024 Board of Commissioners meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Greer. Do we have a representative tonight of the applicant? Would you please state your name and address for the record?
Good evening. I'm Allison Corolla from T-Square Engineering. We're at 111 Southeast Parkway Court in Franklin, Tennessee. I'm here to represent Tony Cavender for this project. Effectively, it's pretty simple. We are simply requesting this zoning to subdivide the property into two lots. The reason that we could not conform to the R20 standards are because of the existing roadway frontage. The R20 standards mandate a minimum 100-foot lot width at the road frontage. The R15 standards are 75 feet. We have approximately 180 feet of road frontage at the building setback line. And so while our lots are much larger than the 20,000 square foot minimum for the R20 zoning, we are requesting the R15 just to be in accordance with that minimum lot frontage.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Quick question before
Yes,
we
sir.
open it up. Can you help clarify the PUD designation?
Yes, and Ethan, you may have to help me out here a little bit. So this parcel was initially put on a plat for Fairview Station subdivision. Initially, it was part of an easement from WADC. WADC has since vacated that easement. I believe, and again, Mr. Greer, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it came back through, another final plat came back through to remove that section from the Fairview Station PUD, so from that requirement altogether. So effectively, it's just a tiny 50-foot swath of land that is technically zoned R20 PUD because it initially went through, I don't know, 5-10 years ago with the Fairview Station PUD.
Okay, but it's really actively no longer part of that PUD
Exactly.
officially, correct? Okay, thank
Exactly.
you for clarifying that.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I'd like to open it up for comments, questions from the Planning Commission.
Any idea how large the homes will be and how far back
I
from the
believe the
road?
minimum is 35 feet, correct me if I'm wrong, but each of the lots, I believe the smaller lot is 0.6 acres, the larger lot is 0.9 acres, so you can fit a pretty substantial product on that side. I don't have products exactly specifically picked out because I don't think the developer has products picked out, but
Sure.
it can accommodate a pretty large home.
Gotcha. Okay.
My rough, crude PDF evaluation showed maybe even 2,500 square foot, or depending on the configuration of the building, I think it can withstand
Oh, I would
Even
say
greater.
substantially more than that,
Yeah.
yeah, potentially.
as a main level. My one general hesitation, if I'll speak up, as the legacy and most of the surrounding properties are RS40, I just want to be cautious to not set a precedent that this entire legacy area can foresee future RS-15s. You know, that a lot of that's happened in our neighboring communities. Nashville, you know, you see a lot of high-dense properties where they squeeze into large houses in between other people's property, and I think that kind of goes against some of our legacy communities. So tonight, my particular vote does not in any way imply any kind of precedence going forward.
Agreed. I don't think we want to see tall skinnies, which it sounds like that's not the intent.
I mean, you're
Here.
looking at a 0.9 acre lot. I don't think you're going to get tall skinnies.
Sure.
So,
I know we can't determine or direct what the usage is, but
right.
To add
Mr. McDonald?
To add to that, I had similar concerns when I first started to review this application. And then I live in that area, I'm very familiar with the lot. It's on a turn, part of it's on a turn. I think just limits the road frontage, and it opens up towards the back, you know, as it gets away from the road. With the limitations on required road frontage for individual lots, I don't think we're in any danger of zoning at R15 and getting more than we asked for, because they don't have the road frontage in order to do that. So, in my opinion, I think it's a relatively safe play to go below the standard of what the 2040 plan calls for, but in all reality, we are above the R20 requirement for the 2040 plan.
Yeah, I'll just make one quick comment. I agree with all that and the concern. And, you know, the one thing I would encourage at some point in the future when development plans and things of that nature are brought forward, it'd be great if the developer would consider a shared driveway so there's only one access point on that tight turn right there. That's probably something that could alleviate one other concern in the future.
Certainly. And you will see this come back through as a final plat, of course, for subdivision. So this is simply the first step in the process. So that's great feedback. Thank you.
Other comments, questions? Ms.
I have a
Williams?
question. So hypothetically, if the item is not approved, would it just be greenery? Would it just be an open lot for something else? What could it be used for?
Ms. Williams, currently on the property is a vacant home that is existing there, and the previous strip that was combined in with this property is a 50-foot wide strip of land that was previously designated as an easement for the water authority to run a sewer line through. They've abandoned that easement, which allowed it to be able to be for sale for this developer to purchase. And so it would remain as a single-family residence, as a one-home property.
To the best of my knowledge, if the rezoning is not approved, improvements may or may not happen. So that existing vacant home, abandoned home will probably remain.
I would like to add to that, just as someone who does live in the area, that's a great point, that the house that is currently on there is far from appealing to the eye. So I think any change in that area would be welcome, which is probably why we don't have much pushback from the citizens in the area, because I think everybody would be welcome to anything different being on that lot.
Mr. King?
Yeah, I just want to echo kind of what Mr. Manger said. I really don't want to get in the habit of rezoning R40 or the legacy neighborhood into R15 lots. I mean, in this particular case, with the small variance basically on the R20, I don't think there's much danger in doing this, but again, just want to state that on the record that don't want to continue down this road.
Thank you, Ms. Corolla. Hearing no other comments, questions. Ms. Howe, please call the vote.
Mr. Kelly?
Aye.
Mr. McDonald?
Aye.
Mr. King?
Aye.
Mr. Pate?
Aye.
Ms. Shulis?
Aye.
Mr. Magner?
Aye.
Mayor Anderson?
Aye.
Ms. Williams?
Aye.
Ms. Schilling?
Motion carries. PC Resolution PC 3224 has passed approval recommendation to the Board of Commissioners.
Thank you.
Next item is bonds and letters of credit, which we have 0 listed tonight. We'll move forward with reports for discussion by department, starting first with the planning staff.
Just a reminder, tomorrow night, we have our development code process kicking off for our new zoning ordinance. You are all welcome to attend. Anyone who's watching at home is welcome to attend as well. It will be a recorded event. You're welcome to watch it on Facebook Live as well on the City of Fairview's Facebook. It will also be posted to the City of Fairview's YouTube channel after the meeting. We have TPUDC coming out to do their public kickoff and begin the process and outline the process for the public of how we rewrite a code and how we involve the community and all the different aspects that will go into rewriting and how their community involvement procedures lay out over the next couple months as we have several community meetings and gather information about what the community would like to see development look like. That will take place at 6:30 p.m. tomorrow night, right here at City Hall. And then just a reminder, our October Planning Commission meeting is not the second Tuesday of October. It is the third Tuesday of October due to fall break for Williamson County Schools. So it will take place on October 15th. Again, at 7 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Greer. City Manager, Mr. Daugherty.
Nothing tonight, thank you.
Thank you. City Engineering.
Nothing tonight, thank you.
Thank you. City Attorney, Mr.
No report, thank you.
Thank you. Moving on, Planning Commission Roundtable, starting down at my left, Mr. Pape.
Nothing tonight, thanks.
Thank you. Mr. McDonald.
Mr. Greer, you had mentioned before potential training for this body. Is there any update on that you could provide?
Yes, a couple different pieces. Sorry, I do have a few notes that I've left out. Thank you.
You're okay.
Prior to the October 15th Planning Commission meeting, you'll be receiving an email from me in the next couple weeks. One item, TPUDC, who's the selected drafter of our new zoning ordinance, will be reaching out to each of you to set up a 30-minute virtual meeting to gain understanding of what each of you would like to see for development code moving forward. And then also on October 15th, we have a training scheduled at 5 p.m. From 5 to 7 with Mr. Kevin Chasteen for planning commissioners, and we will be going through kind of the basis of how you get your, goodness, it's been a long day today. The basis of how you get your powers and authority granted by the state, along with digging into each application type that we commonly see in here and what items you all as planning commission members are looking to be addressing and making your decision based off of. So that will take place at 5 p.m. prior to the October Planning Commission meeting.
Thank you. And then what time, I think you said it earlier, is the meeting tomorrow for everyone to?
Tomorrow night's public kickoff for the development code for the City of Fairview is at 6:30 p.m.
And for anybody out there watching at home that might be wondering what that is, I think, when something happens in your neck of the woods and you it gets you going, you come up here to express your opinion, now's the time to get involved. For anybody who might not have a complete understanding of how the city works, this is a big deal. So as we revise and reform our zoning ordinances, that's when we can put these things in place that prevents really anything, depending on what you make that say. So it's just something to keep in mind. I think everybody's involvement would be greatly appreciated by both staff and this board and the BOC as well. But I do encourage everybody, if you have time, please come out to that and let your opinion be heard. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Calley?
Nothing tonight, thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Schulis?
Nothing for me.
All right, thank you. Mr. King?
Nothing for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Williams?
I'm good, thank you.
All right, thank you. Ms. Schilling?
Nothing for me.
Thank you. Mayor Anderson?
I just want to say that I know each and every one of these officers who we have on our staff. We have the best group of officers that I have ever seen, and I've been involved since early 2000s. Someone calling a possible Barney Fife, I'm offended by that for y'all. Y'all work very hard for this community, for this city of Fairview, and I appreciate everything you do. And I think it's very important to this community and to y'all that you get your training. So I just want to say that I support you, I believe in you, and we have a great force, the best I've ever seen, first. Second of all, Williamson Inc. is putting on an event. The city of Fairview has been invited, Tom and I, to do the State of the City address. This is not a City of Fairview event. This is a Williamson Inc. event. We've been invited to speak. TDOT will also be there. It's going to be on September 24th from 9 to 10:30. Despite belief that I've heard, it's not on top of the 30th anniversary of the Friends of Bowie Park. That will be directly after it at 11 to 12, same day at Bowie Nature, the Nature Center. This Friday night, Friday the 13th, the Fairview Community Theater will be putting on Edgar Allan Poe poetry. I went to that last year. It is amazing. They do a great job. It's at the Triangle School, and that is such a great place to have it. It's just the great atmosphere for that. So if you can come out, it's at 7 p.m. this Friday night to support our Fairview Community Theater, but also you won't want to miss it. It's really, really a good time. Tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. is Around Town Coffee. These have been such a great success. We have business owners from all over the community and surrounding area. They come to these Around Town Coffees. You can meet with them, learn about their businesses, and just network. It's a good opportunity, and it's been very successful. So this one will be 8:30 in the morning, and it's at the building that has the Old Town Antiques that's right in front. It's Flat Rock Mortgage, I believe. Flat Branch Mortgage, right there at the corner next to the Old Town Antiques in that building in front of Ishin. Okay, so September 21st, we will be having Nature Fest. It's from 9 to 4. We've got 95, 96 vendors, and it is going to be huge. We've got music. It's just going to be a great event. Richard Ross, hats off to him. He has done an amazing job, another amazing job planning this event, and all the staff who's worked with him. This is going to be just a wonderful time for all of our families to get together and enjoy Bowie Nature Park and all the vendors and the food trucks. We will be having our ribbon cutting for the Treehouse Playground. We've gotten our entrance built and our sign up, and we have a donor sign that shows who donated to the playground to have it built, and also another sign that talks about the history of when the first playground was built and who was involved in that, which is really neat. On Thursday morning, everybody is so excited. I hear from people about this all the time, so I'm excited to announce that Thursday morning we will be doing the ribbon cutting for Uncle Lenny's. I've been there for the past 2 nights, and I'm actually in a food coma right now. So the first Sunday night when I was there, they did lunch and dinner. It was just kind of a preview to taste testing, I guess you'd call it. And last night they did breakfast. I'm already on a standing order for their burrito. It's breakfast burrito. It's amazing. But anyway, the ribbon cutting is at 11 a.m. on Thursday. And I would like for the whole, to invite the community to come out. They will be open from 11 to 4 that day, starting their regular hours. I think they're 6:30 to 7 in the morning till 4, some nights 9, some nights. They will update the hours as people come and check them out, but that will start on Friday. And everybody just keep our community clean. That's important. Thank you.
Thank you, Alan. Just appreciate everybody's time, the preparedness for tonight's meeting, participation and attendance, and all of the folks who keep our city running neat and tidy. So thank you. I call for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Mr. Cowley, thank you.